Hey, welcome to our stream. I'm William Paschall. This is Sparkle Horse account on Lead Chess. My Twitch stream is Sladgy. Thanks for joining me there. We've got challenges from Cheesy Noob, Schieberspieler, and Troll in a Roll. Chess 960, nice try. Schieberspieler, what's up? I just saw some kind of news that they close high schools and universities for the lockdown here. Maybe you don't have to go to school now. What's the deal? Can you do studies online or something? Just heard this like updated lockdown news here in Hungary. Alright, Cheesy Noob, Schieberspieler, Troll in a Roll. Kind of tough customers. I'm not gonna play Schieberspieler first, that's for sure. So we got challenges between 5-3 and 7+3. Troll's got the optimistic thinking, challenged me to chess 960. Cheesy Noob's up to 21-22, 21-31. It was non-official online study mode last week. I guess just mainly like the high schools aren't gonna have to go now, but like little kids do. But it's good that the government is taking the situation seriously, finally. It is not Wednesday. F4. Bird is good opening. Alright. F4. Something new. Did we have this with someone else recently? F4, D6, E4? F4, D6, E4, D5 is a recommendation of Richard Palliser's, which I like. I wonder what you would call this now. G3. Probably after G3 I can already play H5. That's the most aggressive move. E5 is much more conventional. Like in those Dutch positions where black plays G6 too early, usually he gets hammered by H5. And here we can play a kind of Fromm's Gambit. H5 again? Eh. You could play it now, actually. H5. Pawn D6, Bishop D6. Actually, what is that? Why is this not a Fromm's Gambit? It is a Fromm's Gambit, like, right? I haven't played G5, though. Instead of G5. Playing H5. Pawn grabber. What if we just like keep letting him grab pawns? My queen will get misplaced anyway. I mean, this is a good developing move. So it's like a Fromm's Gambit where I played H5 instead of G5. But I mean, this is a whole different game. That's a good sign. I guess we're doing it this way. I feel like it is Weird Wednesday. Well, that's the kind of thing in the Dutch all the time. It seems like G6 is inaccurate when you should play Knight F6. If you play it too early, then you become a target for H pawn pushes when you play the like G6 on the second move of Leningrad. In the Leningrad, for example. I have no threats here whatsoever. Evacuation. Yeah, that's a classic King d2, escape square. This. Bishop g3 check. King d2. His king might be relatively safe there. I mean, in reality. Possibly, this is a big mistake. I don't know. Though I have to do something. I didn't really want to sack the exchange if he's going to be able to run his king away. Anyways. No clear plan here. Just to try to take advantage of his king not being as safe as mine. I am down a pawn, though, which is a cause for concern. Bishops before knights. Not really a good idea. I guess it might be better to play knight f6 there. What are you guys talking about with knight h4, Antonio? Sorry? Knight h4? Alright, I'm sorry for putting my bishop on d6. I'm apologizing, and I changed my tune. I really don't want to give you that. I apologize for placing my bishop on d6. It's funny chasing down a bishop with a knight, though. Yeah, it doesn't look like I've got clear enough compensation. Clear enough. Do need to develop the pieces. I like the rook's lateral mobility here. Rook b5. Could have played that right away, but I think developing the pieces is important. Welcome, guys. Welcome, Astrobate, Antonio, Schieberspieler. Give that man a gift sub. Got serious lockdown now. So, Schieberspieler will have lots more time to play chess again. No more excuses about school. Alright, but seriously. This 5-pawn island, the white king is going to be safe over there. Though I might be able to attack with the pawn, the A pawn, for example, if he tries to castle queenside. Simul today? Alright. Knight d5. Clearly knight g5 is not a developing move. Speaking of exchange sacks with h5, h4. Not really an exchange sacrifice here. You're talking about some other game. What's up, guys? I set up the tournament already for tomorrow night, our Tuesday night Ponda tournament. Check out the Ponda and Horses Club. Oh my god. Of course I check this. The first thing you check is the forcing move. It's the King's Gambit. What do you mean I didn't castle? What are you talking about? Of course I castled. I always castle. Will Wolf raiding with a party. So don't give any spoilers while we're playing a game. I don't have like a delay or anything, so if you make a comment like that, luckily I had already seen it. If you make a comment like a concrete variation like that, you're gonna give the move away. Like obviously that's basic chess etiquette. We don't want to like say the obvious continuation. I mean, I'm an international master. I don't need people to like say out loud, blurt out loud like combinations and stuff. So don't do that. Anonymous Gifter gave Schieberspieler a tier 1 sub. Who is that anonymous gifter? You can suggest moves, but like after the variation's over or something. I mean, but like we're like waiting for the move there. I might not have seen that if I was like, honestly, if I was a little bit less awake, I probably wouldn't have seen it. I had just played it the moment when you said it. No problem. Just it's a good reminder to people not to do that. Yeah, Cheesy Noob. Cheesy Noob was in a kind of crazy mind today. It took me a while. It took me a good 15 seconds to see it. I was winning anyway, you know, so I mean, materially, I don't need a combination to mate here. But, alright. Normally, I would see it. So I wasn't going to take Schieberspieler's challenge because he's not a subscriber. I would take Morales first. And Ripun, I guess. Ripun might be a subscriber. Yevgeny is probably a subscriber. But we just got an anonymous gifter. Anonymous gifter, thank you for the subscription for Schieberspieler, our honorary team captain. Nice job. Alright, we're going to take that first. We'll just go in order of the subscribers. I gotta stop leaning on my elbow. I can't feel my pinky finger on the left side. I've been doing this for like 30 years, leaning on my left elbow when I think. And it's like totally destroyed the nerve. It's like a pinched nerve in my left hand. And I can't stop myself from doing it. But it's gotten to the point where it's so annoying now. It's starting to be like I can't sleep on my left side. Because I'm laying on my left hand. Alright, I gotta remind myself not to do that while I'm streaming. I usually like sit here with my hands, my elbows on the table. It's very bad. C4. English opening from Schieberspieler. Normally he's playing more knight f3. Alright, let's take it on. I'm trying to play more c4 e5. g3. Have we played this before? Perhaps. Perhaps we did. Schieberspieler says no. Why no? Play 1% c4. I've been playing it because I was bored with knight f3. It was my first opening. Going back to my I've been going back to my roots. I don't think this is right, queen b6. I'm playing like a reverse Jim. Am I supposed to play d5 first? And then queen b6? I get confused. Madramus, honestly, I think that my pawn sack there isn't that clear, and it may be better for white. But you have to be very careful, obviously. Is this the correct variation? Or am I just confusing it with something else? Just confusing it with something else. I don't know. Rook pawns. Oh, shizit. Shizzle. Me timbers. It's always a good sign. It's always a good sign when people mention my hair on their first comment. Alright, knight b3, a5. Yeah, that was speculative. I could just take back and transpose to some kind of Fromm's Gambit type of game in the first one, as Antonio was saying. Alright. d3. Uh-oh. Wait. He's making a home for his knight. Following for 3 years, and that's your first comment I've seen. Obviously, I'm not paying attention. Damn. He's been following for 3 years. Now I feel bad. You're just a lurker who got drunk tonight. I talk too much when I'm drunk, too. It's a big problem. Another problem with being a streamer, like doing this commentary stuff, and then you go out with your friends and then you start talking like you're doing live commentary. People are like, what's up with you, man? Why don't you stop talking? Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm not supposed to like talk constantly. So d3. a4, bishop e3. I have like literally no clue, because I've never ever played this position in my whole entire life. Definitely not with black. Maybe once with white. I don't know. In Blitz only. I'm in that position where you're like thinking about making moves completely at random. a4, bishop e3. Queen b4 check. Oh. I guess so. So now, the next question. We have bishop c5. Or e3. Even knight g4 for that matter. There's a lot of fun options here. Knight g4, knight e4. Forget that. I guess bishop c5. Castles e3. Takes. Bishop takes. Check. King h1. Knight g4. Doesn't look that convincing either. Guess I can play e3. Problem is, if you're not used to playing a position, you don't have any stored knowledge about that position. I'm not sure here what the best move is. Bishop c5 could backfire. Bishop c5 castles. Bishop takes f2 check. Doesn't work. Bishop takes, rook takes, knight g4. It's a messed up position. Start with this. Castles, bishop f2. I also have e3, obviously. But I'm not sure. We could start with h5 again, like the first game. Wow, this move flummoxed me. Totally unprepared for that. I've been flummoxed. It's some kind of gambit I'm playing now. Surprising. I mean, I really didn't expect that move. Now bishop g4. f3. Feel like there's something here. It's not enough. Surrounded my pawn. Come out with your hands up. Too fast. I missed bishop takes e3. He's too fast, man. I can't help myself to start thinking a lot. There was too many interesting positions. I messed up. I used too much time. I couldn't find anything clear. Now white's just winning. Well, at least winning a pawn. I don't think I have any kind of realistic compensation. A3 doesn't even do anything. So disappointing. Well, I'm not sure about that, honestly. Why didn't I like take on b2? How am I down 2 pawns? I didn't know I gave away 2 pawns. Damn. That's stupid. What a waste. I had a tremendous opening here. A waste of a perfectly good opening. Wow. Oh my god, how is that threefold repetition? What a robbery. You have 25 seconds left. How is that a threefold repetition? Are you serious? God, Kaisha is smiling. I can't believe it's threefold. That's weird. Alright. He's focusing too much on like adding to his time limit, to his time bank, and stumbled into the repetition. Okay, it's not an easy endgame to win, but obviously white should be winning somehow. Opening was a disaster. It was great for me, and then I stumbled. This chess 960, I said I wouldn't do it anymore. Just to humor you, because you are integral part of our stream. The queen's on h1. Oh, it's horrible. How do you get that queen in the game properly? And my queen's on a diagonal with the other. Trying to shut me down. That diagonal. The anti-queen diagonal. I hate chess 960. I'm going to humor this challenge, and I told him I wouldn't play it anymore. I'm in a good mood. But I don't promise to accept all the chess 960 challenges every week from Troll and Roll. If I'm in a good mood, maybe, but I really don't like it. I contend that I don't like playing chess 960. I will maintain that. It's not fun. I don't enjoy it. Is Troll a subscriber? Like, I'm thinking he got a gift sub or something? Yeah. It must have been last night he got gift subbed. So I feel kind of like obliged to accept his challenge. Maybe I combed my hair today. Can't remember. Morales, Repun, Yevgeny. Most of you guys are subscribers. Sorry. I just accidentally X'd out that challenge. Can you re-challenge? Odesso. I didn't mean to X your challenge. It's my mouse skills. But it's like Troll is stronger than me, faster than me. Like, I don't understand, man. I give up. I just want to resign already. I'm happy, Ripun, that my country may not become an autocracy. If that's what you're asking. Because it would have if it had continued the direction it was going. Yeah. But it's still not out of the woods yet. I haven't been paid for my presidential bet yet. Process is not over. Alright. This is horrible. I've got like a bad hedgehog. Bad hippo is what I'm trying to say, not hedgehog. Betting sites haven't paid out yet for the presidential election bets because the process is still technically ongoing. I'm not sure how long Trump can fight against reality, but it could get kind of messy. I just want my money. H4, of course. H4, H5. Arsenal, what's up? Bob was here yesterday briefly, but I didn't... They said he was in a good mood. I didn't get to read his chat. Did anybody else see what Bob said? I was just making up that he's a Trump supporter. I don't know. He's possibly a conspiracy theorist. Alright, let's see. 92. What's up, Jim? So perfect coordination by Troll using no time. Troll was the player who used to lose every single game by time. Remember that? But now he's much faster than me. Is that just my... Is that like me being paranoid, or is that real? Troll's speed increased like 5-fold from what it used to be. Is that normal? Troll, do you just like magically get faster when you used to lose every game on time? I don't get it. I mean, how did he go from being like losing every game in time to being faster than me? Isn't that a little weird? I don't know why I accepted this challenge. It just puts me in a bad mood every time. I get paranoid, think he's like cheating somehow. He plays too fast, too well in this chess 960 setup. He gets a good position every time. Never ever makes a mistake. It makes me angry and paranoid. That's why I don't want to play chess 960. But he insists on trying to force me to do it. I don't enjoy this, troll. Don't force me to do this. Jim, really? Welcome to the 21st century. No, I don't know, but I just don't enjoy it. I'm paranoid. I'm paranoid he's like playing perfect moves. He's just like way better than me. How can you be better than me at chess 960 if your rating is 1500 and I'm 2088? How can you explain that? Like, that's my real chess 960 rating. 2088. And troll is 1522, but he plays stronger than me. And gets an advantage every single game. Can you explain that to me? Like, how that's possible? He's obviously using the chess 960 opening explorer. There is the chess 960 opening explorer, right? But it has to be based just on Lee chess games. Yeah, it's awful. It's awful. It feels like awful playing chess 960. It's like grotesque. Totally disharmonious, like Yevgeny's saying. I hate it. It's like painful to do this. It physically pains me to do this. It's like playing Yahtzee or something. I don't know why he forces me. After I complained last time. Right, the dice. Chess Yahtzee. I guess Yahtzee is basically like poker with dice or something. It's just not fun. I'm not having fun here. Waterboarding, you know, Chinese water torture, chess 960. Those are the things that I enjoy the most. It's like, I remember the worst, most painful chess teaching experience I ever had was this kid who didn't like chess and didn't want to learn. He wasn't even interested, but his parents were like forcing him to take lessons. And eventually I quit after 3 or 4 sessions trying to teach him. But the worst part was like, he would start looking at the clock like he wanted it to end. You know, that's how I feel with this. I just want it to be over. It's just too organized the way he plays. Almost perfect. I'm not paranoid. His game is just too organized. It's too coordinated. It's almost like too systematic. I don't know if he's like really trying to drive me crazy. But I really don't want to do this. I swear to God, this is the last time, man. If you're a subscriber, if you send me a donation of $10,000, it doesn't matter. I am not going to play any more Chess 960. You can send me like a $50,000 donation today, and I still won't do this anymore. It drives me nuts. Like, seriously. Bribe me. It's painful. I don't enjoy it. It's like... It's not chess. It's horrible. What about G6 here? But it's no way that this is just like random moves, dude. It's really like playing a machine or something. It's too systematic, too balanced. Look at the perfect coordination of his pieces. How he's perfectly taken the space. That's not a human way of playing, like seriously. It's too perfect. I think he's just like trolling me, like seriously. There's no way anybody's that like perfect at the way they play chess 960. 15-22. And it's the same thing every game. Like you're just repeating the same thing. The way his pieces are just ideally coordinated. Massive space advantage. I just can't do this anymore. I'm just going to resign. Alright, let's play chess. I can't do that anymore. It's not chess. We might as well play, like, Among Us or something. I just can't. It's not interesting. I tried, I really did, but I can't do it. It's too strange. Too painful. Morales. I resign before he can lose on time. No, we had the game yesterday where you played d5. Now, this is not a usual move. I looked at it, though, and it turns out that knight e7 is the main move. I played knight b8. I don't know why he's playing d5, though. Why are you playing d5? I thought you played the Scotch Gambit. I'm sorry for that rant last game, but it's like someone's pulling my fingernails out with pliers. Playing chess 960. The more I play chess 960, the more I hate it. I just continuously hate it more. So this is as far as I went with my analysis yesterday. I didn't play knight e7 because I was concerned that I was spatially cramped. If knight g6, h4, blah, blah, blah. On the other side, like this, kind of like his pawn can't, he can't get the pawn avalanche you would normally see in a King's Indian style position. Knight g8. Now the other possibility is c6. If I were to play c6, his pieces would become active. The first time you play chess 960, you got position number 666. Suddenly, you made me flash back to Pulp Fiction, when they opened the briefcase and the combination is 666. Alright. Knight g8 is common maneuver in a check Benoni. It's a common maneuver late in the opening in the King's Indian. It's sometimes in the two knights tango, like this is essentially a kind of two knights tango. But knight g8 is awkward and slow. And sometimes in the closed Sicilian I do that. Same, but the closest Sicilian is essentially connected to the King's Indian. My bishop. Make your bishops bad again. Antonio's anti-Sicilian is so strong that I had to start playing e4, e5 with black. Knight e4, knight e4, f5, followed by f4. But I would lose control of the white squares. Brain fog. Oh, you want a castle queenside. Oh, I see. He's trying to set up castle's queenside. Knight e4, knight e4, f5, trapping his bishop on e3. I was looking at like knight e4, knight e4, f5, knight g5, f4. But I lose control of the white squares significantly if I go into that kind of line. Although I do have the white square bishop still. Theoretically, I can play knight e4. Could have played it last move. There's also this check here. I was afraid the e4 square would become a strong outpost for white. Here, knight e4, f5. Again, I can play it, but I don't know if I want to. I've got b5, b4. Going for the queenside space, but I'm not sure if it's good positionally. Yesterday's loss against Arsenal fan was kind of painful. Looks like that could happen again now. Take our chances. Strange Roy Lopez. What? Okay, c6. Nibble, nibble on my house. It's the Roy Lopez with bishop d3. Man, Arsenal's mostly offense. I'm not talking about real football. I don't think that Arsenal does... No, he does a little defense. His defense is a good offense. The best defense is a good offense? No, it's the other way around. Arsenal does the reverse. Schieberspieler is more like classic American football strategy. I didn't get to look at our game, Arsenal. That's one of the ones... I went through maybe 5 or 6 games before I went to sleep last night. That's one of the ones I didn't hit upon for some reason. Well, okay. I mean, frankly, I hallucinated something in the opening. It's not good. What I did is not good. Like, you can't do that. Of course, it's crazy. I'm like trying to play the St. George like I'm playing the Owen defense or something. I mean, you can't do that. Nevertheless, we probably got to a very interesting position at some point. Well, the expression is, Schieberspieler, that the best offense is a good defense. I don't know if they say that in European football or not, but that was classically what they would say in American football. Knight d5. So it's possible to play, it's a cliche, a5. Say goodbye to your queen side. The point is that a controlled, solid style like Schieberspieler should be superior to a wildly aggressive Arsenal fan. Actually, Arsenal's not that wildly aggressive. I mean, I'm just picking on him. But he's not the controlled picture of solidity. He's not wildly aggressive to a ridiculous extent. I just needed an example of somebody, and he happens to be here. Asterbate, why did you resign so early in our game yesterday? Well, Aldisto's opening, the wing gambit at Al. We're getting out of here. B2's hanging? Is that the end of my queen? Good way to trap your own queen there. But I don't think it's trapped. Not trapped. And Antonio's in time pressure. He's no troll on the clock. Clock troll. So you think the Schieberspieler is more of a pawn grabber? I think he has a little bit of materialistic tendency. But, it works for him. Gotta be careful here. Yikes. Wait a second. Oh. Well, alright. There was one move I didn't see, but I'm not sure it works. Queen b4. Now, that one I definitely didn't see. There goes the base of my pawn chain. I was more worried about my queen getting trapped. It's obviously the main problem. I'm in an unclear position, I guess. White really should be okay. Probably it's close to equal. He's going to have to give me his d5 pawn, but no, I'm up a pawn now. Should have been equal, but he got into bad time pressure. Fanatic chess. You rewatched yesterday, you should have... yeah, I mean, I had second thoughts about that. I mean, you seem fast and strong tactically. I guess the main thing is your speed, Dr. Tripchance. You know your positions in those closed positions really well, so you're able to use that scheme you know. But you seem like a quick player. You've got a very high bullet rating. I would think that it's easier to play open positions quickly than it is to play closed positions quickly. I feel like I'm struggling against the grain of things when I try to play closed positions in very fast time controls. Closed positions require strategic thought, which is just saying, I had the second thought that I might be wrong about you, because you do know those kind of positions really well. But judging by your speed and your bullet chest, I mean, you would think that naturally, that's what I generally tell people. Open positions are better for fast players, I would think. But I mean, don't take it that literally. It was a gut reaction. Maybe, you know those positions so well, that's the best thing for you. But I think, in general, tactical, quick players will benefit more from open games. I've been working with a lot of people lately who've taught themselves to play closed openings, and I think that they would have thrived more with open games. And like they're going against their nature in a way, but that's the opening they learned or whatever. I'm just saying, but don't take it too literally. I might be wrong. I make a lot of quick judgments in the 3-0 tournament. My commentary is sometimes like I'm saying people are cheating, they're engines. I can't really make accurate commentary in 3-0 games. It's impossible. I have a much better ability to think about stuff if we have a little bit more time. The 3-0 games don't give me enough time. Alright. Yevgeny, but yeah, you should think about it. Think about open versus closed positions. What's better for you? Yeah, I mean, against d4 is hard. Benoni would be my first choice. Benoni, probably. It's the most aggressive move. Modern Benoni, you have to play like d4 knight f6, c4 c5, trying to attack the center as soon as possible. But you're going to open it up. Not a King's Indian where it's closed. That's the first choice. Alright, most of these players are subscribers, I'm thinking. Yevgeny, Dracfire. I'm not sure about Adesso, but whatever. I'm just going to take these challenges. Yeah, the d4 c5 is different. That's not the same. Then you get stuck playing like a Franco Benoni. d4 c5, d5, e6, e4 instead of c4. That's not the same as a normal Benoni. It's not as good. I realize the Benoni doesn't have the greatest reputation at the highest level, but we're not talking about trying to play against 2700s. The Benko Gambit is another fairly open line. Grunfeld, another good choice. Though the Grunfeld's very theoretical, it requires a lot of theoretical knowledge. I think the Grunfeld is another go-to choice of people who like open positions. Definitely. Grunfeld is more sound than the Benoni. Here we go. Another closed position against a strong player. Speaking of Benoni, the European stream is definitely more advanced. Do I have b5? Speaking of Benoni. This is like a dubious variation, I think. I don't know what it's even called. But we could transpose to the... We can transpose to the pawn takes pawn. Can we transpose to the black... to the Blumenfeld? Blackburn? I was going to make up a new opening, the Blackburn. Can we transpose to the Blumenfeld? F takes e6. You know what's funny about the Blumenfeld? Like, there's no games where Blumenfeld played the Blumenfeld in the database. I assume he just played it against people in Blitz, and Alyakin like stole it and used it against Tartakover. This is dubious for black. I don't understand why the Benko is not more popular than it is, because it seems like a really okay, legitimate opening. It was very popular in the 80s and 90s, and then it just like stopped being played very much in the higher levels. Not really sure who played against. You mean Blumenfeld played against Alyakin and won? Do you have any evidence of that? Is there like some game where Blumenfeld played the Blumenfeld in Blitz? I'm like jumping from topic to topic here. Just randomly. I've never seen any published games to support the evidence for the birth of the Blumenfeld gambit. But maybe Edward Winter or someone has written about it. It's not a vulgar gambit. This is like a hybrid actually. It's not really anything. White hasn't played knight f3. It's not a Blumenfeld. It's not a Volga. Benko and Volga are the same thing. I guess it depends on what side of the Berlin Wall you live on. I don't know where the line of demarcation is with the Volga. Do Germans call it the Volga Gambit as well? I guess North America calls it the Benko, and Europe calls it the Volga. What do you mean they're not the same? Legion, it's the same gambit. Well, I mean, that's what I always was taught. Well, what other gambit would the Volga be? He established a difference in his own book. Well, what is the difference? How can there be a difference? What could the difference be? What possible difference can there be? Some sort of move order? I mean, there's only one move order to get into the Benko proper. We're going to transpose to my game with Gonda Laszlo pretty soon, from 3 years ago. Actually, I had a good game against him and I lost. Benko idea was the immediate bishop a6, the idea bishop a6, bishop f1. So what's the Volga? Bishop a6 is normal in what we call the Benko. First g6 maybe? Some tactical difference. First time I saw, described as Volga in German books and chess base. This is a Blumenfeld by transposition. Bishop g5. But now I'm trying to remember. I guess Gonda didn't play knight c3. What was my game with him? I can't remember. Alright, so knight c3. If I play d4, my pawns become a little bit sort of shaky. But he did eventually. He had to have played knight c3 eventually. Can't remember. I actually did a video on this, but it's been like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Can't remember my own analysis. And nobody lets me play. You can try to play the Blumenfeld like 100 games in a row, and you'll only get it like once. I'm not sure about the way White's playing this. It looks wrong. It looks suspect, but maybe I'm wrong. White's play only slightly suspect. Protected past pawn. But I've got a problem with this. Knight b5. Not what I expected. Wow. C4 is interesting. Then E5. E5 might be good for White in that position. So what do? He's got A4 potentially. Man, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just playing like random moves here. I need more time. I like Black's position, but I need more time. The same thing against Schieberspieler. I have a very interesting position, and I'm clicking down on the clock. That's a strong plan, obviously. Maybe I picked the wrong idea. Screwed this up. It's not enough. Black's lost. Close to lost. But Yevgeny played really inventively. Quick decisions. This sort of stupid bishop, man. No fear of this pawn. Rook takes a4. Maybe it worked in the previous move. Now it doesn't work. Arsenal fan giving me bad ideas. Stop giving me bad ideas. You're a bad influence, making me play unsound combinations. So he followed the exact game until this move, which is a novelty, following other players. This Fier versus Willemse. I think I actually analyzed. He's following the game. Exactly. I did this for the video, but I couldn't remember. And now knight b5 is the best move according to the engine. Tied with knight a4 actually. Now it's surpassing knight a4. Now they're tied again. Alexander Fier just won because he's the better player against this guy. But I don't think this line is convincing at all. Well, I mean, I can't remember a move I've never analyzed. I don't know that I talked about knight b5 in my video. I'm sure that we analyzed knight a4. But this is actually a bad move now. I thought forever down to whatever. I thought for 60 seconds here I played knight e5, which is horrible. But my problem was this line. That c4 e5 is better for white. And I couldn't think of a good plan. I didn't even see d3. Yevgeny had 17 center pawn loss, 3 inaccuracies, no mistakes, no blunders. And he still had 42 seconds left at the end. Not a perfect game, but close. That's interesting that he played the exact line that I had with Gonda. Just by coincidence. Now I'm in trouble. Now I'm just screwed. Strategically according to pawn structure. And then Arsenal had to like encourage me to make the exchange sacrifice I know is not sound. I gotta find an excuse. Alright, anyway, good game. Gotta find an excuse. Coincidence? The only game in the database. Well, one of my games is one of the only games in the database in that line. Gonda played better. That bishop takes f6 is weak for white, but it doesn't make it that easy to play. I went wrong almost immediately. But it didn't matter, Arsenal. I don't think it worked before or after. It's natural to try the exchange sacrifice. Alright, what is this? The England Gambit declined with c4. Again, I don't feel like playing a closed position. The black's positionally baked already. Like, once I allowed him to play f4 and e5, I'm groveling for a draw like 20% of the time in that position. It's natural to want to try something active. I have nothing other than playing perfect computer moves for the next like 40 moves to draw. But I'm surprised that Yevgeny knows that line. We played a very strange move order. Bishop f6 though, not great. Gonda played bishop f4, which is critical, but I didn't find the right answer. It was a really strong move, like knight h5 or something. Maybe knight h5. I can't believe he took this pawn. That's not dangerous. Gambit. A natural conclusion. Knight takes c4. Schieberspieler approved. Pawn grab. Check. Knight c3. Knight b6. Schieberspieler is the new Korchnoi. Novelty? Oh, Knight b5. Yeah, Knight b5 might be stronger than Fierre's move. I didn't recall. Now I remember analyzing that Knight a4 line. But again, it was like 4 years ago when I really looked at it. And in 4 years, I played the position once. Well, never that position at all, actually. All that analysis for nothing. That's the first time I think I ever got that close. Probably the first time I reached the position before Knight b5, Knight a4 in a Blitz game. The problem with the Blumenfeld is that you can never get it. Everyone avoids it. It's only 1 in 10 games at max. It's not like an opening repertoire. Queen to f6. Healthy development. Now, Dragonfire does some dangerous things. Bishop takes c3, b takes c. Bishop takes c4, bishop takes c3 check. Pawn takes. Queen takes check, knight d2. Queen takes a1. There's no way to trap his queen. I don't think I'm going to sack a rook here. Bob, can you help me with some donations? Guys, please support the stream if you can. Guys, subscribe. I need ramen soup. Actually, ramen soup is really good. Real ramen soup from like a good restaurant. That'll run you like 15 bucks. I saw a sushi restaurant the other day. Really nice ramen soup. They're running you about 15 bucks. Queen f6. Ramen soup. What am I doing here? I mean, there's got to be a crushing move. Queen b3. Seems like a strange place to place the queen here. Out of position. Awkward. Okay, we both have misplaced queens now. 2 wrongs make a right. Solid chess advice. Donald Trump approved chess strategy. Queen f6 and queen b3. Don't develop your queen out early where it could be attacked by the enemy pieces and targeted. Knight e5 is a good try, of course. Excellent try, sir. I don't want to trade pieces. Well, queen b3 is forcing. it doesn't interfere with my piece development. Like, knight f6 is a problem. So in a sense, queen e3 isn't as bad as queen f6. He's losing his best square for his knight in f6. Bob, where have you been? We missed you. You've been notably absent a lot in the last couple of streams. Just curious. Pick up any extra jobs lately? You would make a great chat troll. You could put your skills to use for constructive financial benefit. Have you contacted the Republican National Committee for any job openings? They could use someone like you. Coordinate their disinformation program. Knight back to c6. No, the other idea was to go here. This is a scotch now. Off center. But it buying me time. I'm biding my time. I just can't resist. How can we know you? So secretive. Knight c6. I know you're Bernie, bro. Bob's coordinating. He's really coordinating Bernie's next presidential run. Knight c6. So if knight b5, my knight actually gets way out of line. And then queen e5 is not a bad move. It's a funny position. I have a really crazy idea. Chess Smurf just doing a gift sub. G Spites. Still doesn't explain where you've been for the last 3 days. Just a coincidence. Fueling our conspiracy theories. We need to know answers. Queen d5. I couldn't resist this. Undermining the weakness of c7. Black can hold, though. Question is the critical continuation. King d8. Queen takes f7. Queen takes e4 check. Bishop e2. Maybe black's lost. Or worse. Cheesy move. Does this work? Materialistic grab. No. Dragfire panicked. Alright. Was it the best move, queen d5? I wonder. Was queen b3 even a good move? It was a funny position. So all sorts of ordinary moves are better than queen d5. Any kind of ordinary move here would have been better. Actually, I let him equalize with king d8. So here he just has to stay frosty, as they say. Yeah, I mean, you could develop. Knight f6 loses to queen g7, but knight e7, queen e7, knight e7, and you're okay. Oof, we got an hour left. Lots of challenges, guys. I'm not going to be able to get to all these challenges. Now I don't even know who our subscribers. Is Nana Deso a subscriber? I guess so. He's helped our team a lot. I need like a running subscriber list so I can keep track. Repun, I have to take the challenges in the order we get them. I am not Dism. We had this exact same thing with Mr. Slow yesterday. B6 is popular against f4. What's up with that? Exact same thing? No, Mr. Slow tried to do a Gunsberg-Steinitz defense. Mr. Slow tried to do g6. It's just really asking a lot. Obviously, e6 is safer. Much more classical defense here from black. And now we've got like a weird French. Weird French. That's a tempo. Gonna cost me. G6 is kind of passive. I'm just gonna call him like non-adesso or something. We have to keep this a little easier. Is that Latin? What is that? So, what is that? I never really thought about it yet. Is it a clear language? It's Italian? What is that? Can't really put my finger on it. My hand. My linguistic skills are not that great. I'm not a talent with languages. I could guess. Uno. But non-Odessa was asking about chess in Hungary. Like outdoor places to play chess. Which leads us to suspect he could be a Hungarian. Oh, it's not here, not now. Oh, he's here, okay. You live in Budapest, too. Small world. We got a lockdown. Don't forget to lock down. Hungary just instituted a serious lockdown. Once again. H5, if G4 H5 takes. What do you guys think about that? G4 H5 Bishop H3, like, it's a fun idea. The bayonet King's Indian on the other side of the board. I have my doubts about this. It's probably easier just to take. Always take. I'm borrowing from my bayonet King's Indian knowledge with white. Just transferring it to the other side of the board. And then we go, because we don't want to end up with a permanent backward pawn on the H file. Now he has Botvinnik style defense with 97, knight f5. I don't like his structure here, but it may not be that much for me to work with. Actually, knight b5 starts, or sorry, knight g5 starts to look problematic. He's lost here. It's just playing too fast. Plays a lot of bullet. He's a really strong bullet player. 2147, 2200 Blitz. Guys, I've got until 1:30 sharp to play. Maybe I have to leave about 5 minutes early, actually. But g4, h5, he had some different ideas he didn't try. He could have played cd and then tried to bring the knight to e4 through c5 and e4. So he could have exchanged on d4 before I played c3 to try to establish like a strong piece. Obviously, could have played better. The Najdorf. I was looking at bishop e5 and thinking about Schieberspieler. He tries to play the Magnus Carlsen style. Don't really need to do the open Sicilian to be effective with e4. All these like bishop e5 check, Ross Limo, you can pretty much create an entire repertoire without playing, you know, mainline e4. The canal variation, is that what they call the bishop b5 check? I'm notism? Is that another word for the bishop b5 check line? Is that what it's called? This is my first game with Alexander Ivanov with black in 1990. He ripped my face off. I was like 2100. Just got crucified. I didn't play a6, did I? Maybe I did. Castles. Castles 94, bishop d4, e5. You can win and exchange. Win and exchange. Well, there's no need to play castles queenside right away, is there? g4, knight takes, bishop takes. I can play g4 right away, I'm pretty sure. But I'm not sure. It's the best. I don't know. My black's in trouble, obviously. This is not the way it's supposed to go. That is not a healthy relationship for the black pieces. Well, on move 9, he can play knight d4, bishop d4, e5, fe5, bishop takes g4, queen g3. But my inclination is that it favors white. Whenever I've tried to grab this pawn on g4, Oftentimes it backfires. You can't play knight f6, knight g8 on the black side of a Skaveningen and survive normally. So bishop b5 check, bishop d7 is the canal variation. The most famous canal variation is in the Gioco piano. It looks like black's going to attempt to castle queenside. Sedan is pretty quick. At least this way he doesn't get mated directly. Knight a4. Not going to be that easy to finish him off here. Development problem. Developments. f5. Even f5 is probably strong. We give him the e5 square, but he's toast in every other way. I mean, this is not a traditional way to play with black, of course. Rook takes, like the Velimirovich, is nice, but it's too fancy. This is too strong. I don't think I'm going to get to every challenge. We have... Well, don't anybody else challenge me for sure. Who is Itamar? Is it somebody who's a subscriber? If they're not a subscriber, I'm going to have to wait with them and who'll be happy. Are you lost yet? I don't know that those guys are subscribers, but I know that Ripun, Princess Chess, and Synced 'em Up are usually. These two, I don't think who'll be happy is a subscriber normally. Arsenal fan is next. And now, where is the win? Look at his time, man. I mean, he's used 40 seconds. You've got to slow down if you want to get better. There's just no reason to play this fast in this time control. You're like giving me time odds. You're basically saying, hey, guy who's 1,000 or whatever, 600 rating points higher, I'm going to give you like 6-to-1 time odds. Like, do you think you're going to have a chance against stronger players if you give them 6-to-1 time odds? Sedan? Like, there's no way. You're just like, you might as well just give up. You can't play that fast. You have no chance. It's time suicide. He resigned. Okay, I mean, I have bishop e6. I'm winning, but I wasn't sure, you know, it's the best or not. He's just playing like way too fast. Miss Love TV. I've been watching chess people for hours now, and I don't know how to play still. Bishop e6 is +9, according to the engine. I didn't think it was that decisive. But in the opening, you can't play knight f6, knight g8, sit down. Alright, Arsenal's next. We'll sort out... Well, Itamar's time control is wrong anyway. Who'll be happy we'll have to wait for the subscribers to the stream. Shizit, I'm glad you like our stream. Even if you are drunk. Nothing wrong with that. Arsenal fan. Hopefully you still like us in the morning. After the hangover wears off. He won't even remember watching my stream. Alright, no more e4. So e4, e5 is like playing e4, e5 against Arsenal. It's like playing e4, c5 against our other subscriber, Morales. I hate the c3 Sicilian. Just talk about hangovers making my head hurt. It's like a Pavlovian response or whatever. You should hang out with Arsenal more. Alright. So this is uncommon line, right? He plays d4 right away. That's normal. But this recapture is slightly inaccurate. Like, you're supposed to play knight f3. That's the main line. Slightly inaccurate. Here, I don't know. I guess I've seen knight c3 in a number of games recently. No, that's a different position I'm thinking of. Anyway, whatever. This isn't that common. I can also play e6. I'm just not sure. Theoretically, which is better? Arsenal's been actually watching Vida Levante stream. Does he teach you how to play the c3 Sicilian, dude? Because I don't think he would condone this move order. Levy and I have like a number of games in c3 Sicilians. He's got a very good score, of course. Something like a couple of wins, a couple of draws, undefeated. But I enjoyed the battles that we had with Levy in the c3 Sicilian. He's one of the best guys for that opening. Though I think he had to move away from it because he was too predictable, actually. Not a very exciting position, frankly. I feel like I'm playing the black side of like the Caro-Kann Panov. Chinese leftovers. That is a top 10 Family Feud answer for hangover cures. Survey says Chinese leftovers. Ding, ding, ding. 9 points. But just talking about hangovers is making me feel like I have one. I guess there's just not enough oxygen in my room or something. I can't open the window because of various problems. Ambulances, mosquitoes, construction sounds. So I'm just like oxygen deprived. Alright, what do we got? A3. Oxygen deprivation. I honestly don't like this kind of position. This is just very standard. What would Schieberspieler do? Knight takes c3, b takes c3, e5. Can I do that? I kind of like it. I want to get out of this. He's calculating the Greek gift sacrifice. I feel like I saw Sheeper play something like this in a Blitz game when we were, you know, doing like a Tuesday tournament. But it makes sense to hit his central pawns. Arsenal, you have the sack now. I'm sorry. You mean I played like this with white? Or you played it with someone else? I just thought I remember like commentating where you did something like this with black. Maybe I played like this with white against you, just randomly. It would have been reached by a different... I wouldn't have played the C3 Sicilian. But this position could be reached by a different IQP. Some sort of semi-Tarash. Some kind of semi-Tarash transposition to a hanging pawn position. Absolutely. Yeah, the semi-Tarash and the C3 Sicilian can directly transpose. You could actually find it. If you play bishop takes h7, I'll resign. Honest engine. Instead, knight g5. No direct sacrifice. He's already looking kind of suspicious. f5. It's clearly a good move here. It looks like I'm literally forced to play h6. Okay, g6 is possible. g6, h4. h6. h6 is getting dangerous. Arsenal had consult his opening notebook. Silicone Boobs is here. I like silicon. Silicon-based life form. Should I prefer g6 and let it rip with h4? The white king will just hide on f1 and it'll go nuts with an all-out attack. FIDE Master David Grigo explained once to me, g6 weakens 2 squares, h6 weakens 1. He was teaching some beginners. It's a very simple way to explain it to people. When you move this pawn, it only weakens 1 square. If you move g6, you're weakening 2 at f6 and h6. Sometimes it's good. I mean, I take for granted that a lot of you guys know these basic things, but there are beginners watching the stream, and they don't know that. You know, it's like an expression that's generally... Even Bob doesn't know that. Bishop h6. Magic bishop. Here I'm surprised by d5. This I didn't consider. It looks somehow... Well, it closes that diagonal. You know, that's so weird about it. So now f5 will become a more realistic possibility. For yours truly. I agree. Queen h5 was the scariest move. Possibly knight h7, and actually that could... There was mention of a sacrifice. One of the only ways you could possibly sacrifice on h6. But fundamentally, I'm not sure I trust White's position. I don't know if I would have faith in White here. If Schieberspieler was black, he would definitely win. This position is right up his alley. Solid defense. It reminds me of the Simul game I prematurely resigned yesterday. It's actually very similar. But I was convinced my opponent could have been a cheater. Once I start to become paranoid, that's it. I can't concentrate anymore. Big problem. Okay, interesting. What happens on g6? Well, what does it do? g6 is sort of stupid. g6 is not an option. A non-option. Bishop f5. Bishop f5, bishop f5, knight f5. Queen h5. Queen d7 and g4. Looks like this is sound. White's position is sound. He's obviously burned all of his bridges behind him strategically. One of my other students recently, I noticed, in the game, like, very little regard for pawn structure. I mean, you see this. White's pawn structure is basically gone. If you survive here and you don't get mated, black structure is just clearly better. Plus, yeah, I mean, technically his development isn't good. The rook on a1, not in the game. I'm not sure it's that bad though. He's justified here. Maybe I underestimated g4, but what does he do after that? If queen h5, g6, queen g4. I'm not sure that white has any threats. At the end of the day, it's white's king in the center of the board. Queen c8. He made his other account Krapnik. Bridge burner would be a good name. Burner of bridges. This looks like a sensible move, damn. Queen e2. Centralizing? Pressuring e5? Tremendous idea. My poor bishop. And now I have to watch h7. Did I just lose a piece? It's like I just lost a piece. Totally lost. He beat me the last game as well. That was in the simul. This was terrible. We just played like two imbeciles. The last 5 moves for both sides. I'm completely lost. You played like a genius. But I mean, I think he really played like a genius. I was winning. I guess not. I thought I was clearly better, but after Queen E2, I could just take. God. Never even occurred to me to just take on G5. We'll just show you the good variations. I thought I'm worse now. I am. I'm seriously worse after knight e4. There's no good move. So at least this wasn't crazy. I thought down to 30 seconds here. King h7 isn't really much better. This is awful. Here. Knight f6 check. Dude, what? How perverse is that? Knight f6 check? Queen f6? Bishop g5? Trapping my queen? Ouch. But it wasn't a good game. I should have taken the knight. You missed this. Then I lost a piece. Ugh. The opening part was okay. I've got a couple of longer games. I'm going to take the challenge from people who may be subscribers. I think Repun is a subscriber. I'm not sure. Man, knight f6 is sick. But I mean, I felt like I was positionally lost at that point. I felt it. So it's not even a question. I have to take the knight on g5. I'm just using too much time. Guys, thanks for subscribing. Tomorrow night I'm hosting a Blitz tournament here. Rapid, sorry. We're hosting a Rapid for my weekly arena, not arena, but rather Swiss. 6:30 CET tomorrow night. Check out the Pondo Rapid 15. Mr. Coffee. Gadakamsky. I don't know why I'm playing this. I just wanted to do something different. You could have been the first sub. I've been streaming for almost 5 years. It's crazy. I'm like a groundbreaker. Mr. Coffee is our moderator. What it takes to participate. The blood of your firstborn. No, sorry. I mean, I had a vampire moment. I just thought we're talking about some sort of satanic ritual. No, I'm just kidding. It takes joining our Ponda team and having at least 100 rated games. That's all, silicone boobs. You just have to join our team, our club, and you have to have under 100 games rated to be accepted. On that note, Princess Chess is leaving. Princess Chess, we missed your challenge. I was trying to get that in. I feel safe that I don't live in the same state as Bob. Whew. There are some things that we have to be thankful in life. 100 rapid games or 100 rated games. Rated games, not bullet though. That's how I decide whether people can join the team. Bullet doesn't count, it's not chess. Rated games, classical, blitz, or rapid, or even correspondence, if you like. Yeah, that's cool. I just don't want to have like people who have 6 rated games join our team and then play in the team battle and be using a computer or leaving in the middle of events and stuff. I want reliable people who will play and not cheat and stay in the tournaments or simul or whatever tournament, streamer battle, what have you. Reliable people who start events and finish, and you can count on them. They are who they say they are. They have 100 games. You didn't wake up early enough. Yeah, I'm only going to be able to play like 2 more games. You might have made it. We'll catch you soon. Okay, so this is like a standard Tori attack now. I would play basically oftentimes the same way that Ripun is playing. This is excellent. Hedgehog type reaction against the Tori attack. I have a million games like this with black. But it's very, like, stable. That's why Kamsky plays this with white. It's extremely solid. Difficult for black to play for a win. It's like almost impossible. It's always good to have a drunk guy in chat, though. That makes things more fun. Absolutely. Drunk peeps equals more fun. I wish I was drunk more often. But I don't like to stream when I'm drunk. Alright. I don't do that. I mean, some people probably do. Maybe one day for fun. D6. That drunk is what? Arsenal, you have extensive experience. Phonetic spelling. The Tori spelling attack. Get it? Tori spelling? But Tori as in the Mexican master. That sounds like tournaments I've played, Arsenal fan. Not so much recently. When I was younger. I had some tournament games at 3 o'clock in the afternoon where I knew that if I could get to the table, I would be alright, you know. That was the critical question. Physically getting to the board was the biggest hurdle. Walking across the room with the worst hangover I ever had. Generally speaking, like, once I got there, it wasn't too bad. Alright, so now where? Bishop f4. I don't play this stuff. I am concerned about knight h5, however. So oftentimes you'll see like Mr. Coffee playing bishop takes f6. If I play bishop h4, we get knight h5 with a threat of knight f4. Or knight d5. He copied my idea. It's like the London system now. You guys know how much I love the London system. Such a creative and inspiring opening for white. Running out of time, guys. We definitely have time for one more game. I'm not sure about two. Standard. If I can play a5 and affect that crackdown of his queenside structure, that'll damage his standing. Be the sloth. a5 anyway. It's a little hard to believe Repuin is 1345, playing with like knight h5 and patiently leaving his knight out on h5. Like, really? You sure you're not a master? That's a very striking move. The tension he's leaving here in this position. Wow. His other account is master. Really? I wouldn't be surprised. What's up with the 1345, man? He used to be like 1,000. Now he's 1345. This is the pro. He's 1826 in bullet now. Oh, maybe it is Tushar. Bob, no one had suggested that. Tushar has almost been forgotten. Only you and Arsenal remember. And Acerbate, Mr. Coffee. Mr. Rogers. I don't know why he just doesn't take my bishop on g3. I would have taken it by now. Kamsky. Bob had lessons. Did he teach you how to cheat with an engine, or what did the lessons actually consist of? This is where we use the chess base. Now we turn on the engine here at this moment. I can't do... my accents are off. Don't want to do the stereotypical Apu. I didn't play the London system, but it looks like I did. It transposed, it was a Tory attack. It was Kamsky. It was a Kamsky impression, Tory attack. It's the brother of the London system. The more respectable blood brother. But he played knight h5 and I retreated my bishop from h4 to g3. And now, what do we do? The creepy queenside structure that looks ugly because it's like backward, but if I get in b5 and knight c6, black is toast. Or if I get a c5 outpost, standard Kamsky imitation. Now we've got b5. We're in. Hopefully that's enough. He basically highlighted the importance of psychological pressure in chess by explaining that it was the only thing keeping me from GM. So your lessons consisted of discussing why I wasn't a grandmaster? That's strange. Did he offer you any free drinks or? Any other sort of perks? Well, yeah, maybe he's just trying to get in as a sort of personal psychological trainer. That's his new aspect. But I mean, the Nesbedinov IM things are like kind of irrelevant at this era when FIDE hands out titles like candy because they need money. It was a completely different era. I mean, there was a lot of strong players who never became grandmasters. Because in those days, like, the requirements were very hard to meet. Now it's like you don't even have to leave your home country to get a GM title. How many of these young American players that I don't even know their names are, what their names are, got GM titles? I've never heard of some people who are GMs. Because like Sinkfield like organizes all kinds of like private tournaments in St. Louis with Garry Kasparov. I mean, I don't know. It seems like you should at least have to leave your home country and play in an international chess tournament in order to be a grandmaster. Maybe that's just me. If the title is International Grandmaster, somehow it feels like you should have to travel to another foreign country or two to play chess. Alright, so who'll be happy is not a subscriber, but Sync Them Up is. We definitely have time for one last game. Titles are easier to get now. Not making it easier. I mean, my rating sucks. I live in the wrong country. We have rating poverty. I need to live in a richer country. Hungary isn't good for ELO ratings. I need to move to like Switzerland, Austria. What else? Maybe some sort of Scandinavian country. We had this yesterday. Oh, it was against you. It's a rematch. But you played d5 now. He's probably looked it up. Speaking of Philippines and Mexico, other countries with rating poverty, I will be willing to bet you that people's chess strength, the average 2300 player, let's say, FIDE 2300 player in Hungary, Philippines, or Mexico is stronger than the average 2300 ELO player in wealthy countries. It's very difficult to prove it, but I would be willing to bet, to that point, almost 100%. Probably in the UK Arsenal fan, it depends on region. You may have like regions that are more rating depressed than others. You live in the south of England. Think about it. In the south of England, where it's like the economy is less good, probably people's ratings are more depressed. It's like an effect of economics on chess ratings. Absolutely possible. So what do we got here? Bishop e3. The average rating of the player in the south of England versus his London counterpart, I would bet you that the players in your region are more strong for the rating, let's say. They have less chance to play strong tournaments and gain rating points. That's the point. Less opportunities. I'm trying to find excuses for the reason that my rating sucks. So I built this entire narrative. I'm just kidding. I do believe what I'm saying to some degree. Alright. I really don't want to trade queens. I gotta go, guys. I gotta go get my son at school. Queen b6. The internet is the great equalizer, I guess, to some degree. I mean, someone from like Alaska can now be very strong at chess, whereas formerly it was like impossible. That's still not going to make the rating higher. d5. See them up insists on this early d5. Okay, I'm down a pawn. We are out of here. Oh, dropped piece. No, it doesn't work. So Sinkamop is trapped in the center. It's very similar to what happened to our game in the Simul yesterday. Yesterday was a draw? No. I won that, yeah. Same thing, 2 bishops, open files. You're very close to what you did yesterday now. 2 bishops. Well, I don't know, Bob. I mean, over the board is historical relic. Well, then chess is a historical relic. Quality chess is an historical relic. I'm not sure. I don't 100% agree. But you're entitled to your opinion. I think after the pandemic, normal chess will return. It's not clear how long that's going to take and how much long-term effect this whole thing will have. But I don't think it will be a complete relic. Alright. We shall see. He's trapped in the center. I'll put the king on f7 there. In principle, I always try to disagree with Bob. Damn. He's still not getting... Oh, he is getting across. He crossed the crossy road. Damn, he snuck that in on me. Such an idiot. You snuck me. Now I might have nothing. I just can't imagine how we can police computer cheating in an online chess world effectively, Bob. The future would be no prizes in chess tournaments. It's like an impossibility. mean, there'll never be chess competition as we knew it then. I lost most of my advantage here. You'll be able to detect cheating with a retina scanning. Well, Bob, how many hundreds of years in the future are we talking? You've been watching too much. I mean, I like Harrison Ford as much as you. Blade Runner will save chess, according to Bob. A Blade Runner-like world. Leon is your next opponent. It's a cool science fiction chess movie. I agree. Silicon Alley. I prefer Silicon Alley. Okay, he is pretty tied up here, but it's still a pawn down for white. Not clear I have enough. I think ultimately to attack his king side, I have to shift over to the other side with these pieces somehow. How are my pieces going to shift properly? A proper shift. Trading queens is like... We may have something here. Without the queens on the board. Yet, still enough compensation. Oh no. God, I missed this. Man, knight c2 is going to save everything. I mean, knight d4. Black's okay now. Why not f5? Knight takes rook, rook takes, bishop d7. Spieler, I'm losing that exchange, right? Regardless. He's still just winning the exchange. Knight takes rook, rook takes, bishop d7. The first time ever Spieler suggested a slight inaccuracy, proving that he is indeed human. Now g6 looks like unnecessary weakening of black's king side. Now the dark squares look weak. What do you suggest instead? What do I suggest instead? What do I suggest instead? Yeah, I don't know, actually. Maybe he didn't have a better move. Maybe my position's better than I thought. Am I just winning? King F8. Very solid response. Drink responsibly. Now he has A5. Is that what you're looking at? Could he have played Rook C8 actually? Try to overprotect E8 with Bishop D7. Still, we have excellent compensation, I guess. Yes. But he's losing a piece. Pawn E6, B4, pawn F7. At the very least, I'm winning a piece. I could also play Bishop D6, possibly. Winning. I gotta go, guys. Sheepspur is gonna do a simul. Thanks for playing and for your excellent debate. Two bishops. The two bishops are enough. Should be winning. No question. That was kind of a weird move by me. Admittedly. Bishop G3 was a bit odd. Don't understand. Check. He has a check. Dragging out the election. It's like painful. When will it stop? Stop menacing me. Finally, I have like Bishop C4. Trading pieces is deadly. Check Rook C2, E2. Trading pieces, Bishop C4, too many threats. Alright, I gotta go, guys. It was wonderful hanging out with you. I will be back tomorrow with our Tuesday tournament. Join the Schieberspieler Simul. Thanks everybody for playing, and I'll see you tomorrow night. 6:30 tomorrow night. Rapid Swiss. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.